I saw a tweet from a friend of mine on Twitter. His name is Nate Pickowitz. Nate is a pastor. He's an author. He's a good guy. You should definitely check him out. And he's actually from New Hampshire, which means hopefully I get to meet him one day. But anyway, Nate tweeted out this, which I love. He says this. He says, when you see a nation raging, you can be sure the Lord is laughing. I love this verse. This comes straight from Psalm 2. Why do the nations rage and the people plot in vain? And then it says, the Lord, it says, he who sits in the heavens laughs. He holds them in derision. And I love that image of God laughing at those who rage against him and rage against Christ and rage against his people. The Lord sees it and laughs at them. There's an air of mockery to that. Like, it's almost like the way I pictured it in my head, it's almost like just laughing at how pathetic the nations raging and plotting and doing their best to overturn God's universe. And God thinks it's so pathetic that he laughs in their face. And I have to say that I love that image. If you're new to my channel, you might have noticed that I have a bit of a different disposition than most people that you're used to following from Big Eva, the people that you read their blogs, the people that you watch their videos and stuff on Gospel Coalition and stuff like that. I'm not really like them at all. They don't really have a sense of humor about any of this kind of stuff. Yeah, sure, they'll laugh and they'll tell some clean jokes and stuff like that, but there's just no edge to it at all, and they would have a lot of problems with this verse from Psalm 2, laughing the way the Lord laughs at the nations who rage, because there is mockery here. Again, one of the criticisms on my channel was, well, how can a Christian engage in mockery? And it's like, well, Jesus did it, the prophets did it, Paul did it. I mean, like, we can just go on and on about the different examples of mockery, godly mockery that we see. But absolutely, I laugh. I absolutely laugh at this stuff. And the question is, why? Why do I laugh with the Lord when the nations are raging and there's serious stuff going on? Don't get me wrong. The revolution that we're seeing in our country right now, Doug Wilson said that this is 60 years of secular education coming home to roost. This is the experiment, and we're at the tail end of it. This is what secularism is. The nations are raging, and he who sits in the heavens is laughing at their rebellion. This is a pathetic excuse for a rebellion, and that's not to say that serious things aren't going to happen. I think people are going to lose their lives. I think the economy is toast. I think the Lord is going to come in extreme judgment of the United States, and there's going to be suffering. There's no question about that. But when you're on the Lord's side, this is why you can laugh and mock along with God the people that are raging against him. This is why you can do it, because the Lord is good to his people. The Lord has promised a future for his people. That doesn't mean there won't be hard times. Life is rarely easy, Rushdini said, but with the Lord, it is always good. And so I can laugh at this stuff, knowing full well that my life in the future will probably be a lot harder than it has been up to this point. And so will your life be. But we can have joy, we can be cheerful along with God as he laughs at his enemies. God laughs at the nations when they rage against him. He laughs in their face, and I laugh right along with him. We can be cheerful, and we can cultivate joy. In fact, I think that is something that you should really work to cultivate in your own life. You should be able to laugh. You should be able to have joy when the feminists are doing insanity and Black Lives Matter is doing insanity and people are toppling statues of abolitionists. It's hilarious. And they're canceling everybody because so-and-so is linked to racism. Oh, yeah, well, so is New York. New York is linked to racism. How about that? Yale's linked to racism. How about that? So let's cancel everything. How about that? Well, that's actually exactly what they want. And they're eating each other. And I think it's pretty funny. Now, here's the reality. Why do I cultivate joy? Why do I cultivate a cheerful disposition, even in the face of all this serious stuff? Why do I recommend that you do that as well? Well, there's a lot of reasons why we should cultivate joy. One is because we're actually required to do it. God commands us to have joy in our lives. But here's a strategic reason. Because it drives our enemies absolutely up the wall. There's a feminist person in the OPC. I'm not going to name her because I don't want her to get any more publicity. But she is very upset about this Facebook group. They're the men in the group that were criticizing her book And then they were also making some off-color jokes. Oh my goodness, you should see some of these jokes. They're horrible. Someone's called Nancy Pelosi horseface. Wow, that's something. Oh yeah, then there was this other joke about white privilege and black privilege and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was a tough one too, man. There's some nasty stuff in there, absolutely. Someone made a joke about drinking White Claws, and they screenshotted it and put it up on their pathetic little website about how evil everybody is. And I'm just like, dude, why do you hate joy? Why are you a fun sucker? Fun sucker. These social justice warriors hate joy. They hate when you laugh. They hate when you're cheerful, because they want everyone to be miserable like them. They feel miserable and they want you to be miserable. So they hate any kind of expression of joy. The Babylon Bee has been on point lately, and they posted a hilarious article that I didn't actually read at first because I didn't like the headline. I only click on Babylon Bee articles if I like the headline. This one, I didn't really like it. And then I watched it later because everyone called it racist and they were trying to cancel it. And the article is fantastic. Let me read to you a hilarious quote from this article. This is an article called "Chick-fil-A is now open on Sunday, but only for black people." And everyone started calling this racist. Listen to this quote. This is classic. Absolutely classic. This is from the article. It says, quote, "Chick-fil-A will always be a kind and welcoming place for the blacks." The Chinaman. This is by the way, if you don't know, Babylon Bee is a satire website. So this is all invented. They made all this up. So the person they interviewed in this article is a fictional character. But as every good satire does, it's basically holding up a mirror to certain people that have ridiculous beliefs. So here's what the fantasy person from Chick-fil-A said in the fantasy article that Babylon Bee put out. It says this, quote, "Chick-fil-A will also be a kind and welcoming place for the blacks, the Chinamen, and those people who wear that red dot on their foreheads," Kathy said. "Just please don't steal the sauces and we'll be cool. Or if you want to steal the sauces, that's okay too. We honor you." Kathy also apologized for serving white meat and promised more diversity in the future. This is classic because the people that so a lot of people called that quotation racist, right? And what I'm saying is, and this is what I said in my video Saturday, like, what's funny about that is if you're saying this is racist, what you're saying then is that blacks and Chinamen and people with the red dot on the forehead are given to stealing. So the actual racist is you if you think that this article is racist because you're the one who thinks that describes the blacks. The article doesn't, because the article's actually making fun of you. If you found this article racist, you are the target for this article. This is describing you. You are in the place of the fake Kathy quote in this article. Because as you're pretending to make a meaningless gesture to pretend like you're not racist, you're actually being the most racist of all. That's the whole point of this article. And so your meaningless gesture to try to cancel Babylon Bee actually proves that you're the racist because you think that blacks steal. Not Babylon Bee. That's you. Congratulations, you played yourself. And so we can laugh about this. They hate the Babylon Bee because they want everyone to be miserable like them. And so when they go on their little tirades about canceling Babylon Bee and stuff like that, they can't laugh at this, and it boggles their minds why anyone can laugh at this. I can laugh at this because I'm not a ridiculous human being. You can't laugh at this, and it really angers you that you can't, and you want me to be miserable just like you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because my Lord commands joy. My Lord is laughing right now. And I'm also laughing right now. I'm laughing right along with him. He's on his throne, and he looks at your pathetic little rebellions and your little syncretized religion, your woke cult trying to syncretize it with his church and his Christianity. He sees it, and I don't think he's shedding tears. I think he's laughing about it. He's laughing about your pathetic excuse for a rebellion, your pathetic excuse for a religion, your puny gods. He laughs at it. And so do I. And so no matter how miserable you try to make my life, it's not going to work because I've got that Holy Ghost contentment. You understand what I'm saying? So you can try to cancel every one of my friends. You can cancel me, and I will fight you with wrath and fury, but I'll have a good time doing it. I'll swing my axe, but I'll be enjoying myself and laughing while he does it. See, I know for a fact that Big Eva hates when you cultivate joy and you're not with them in their plans and their plots and stuff like that. I had a Big Eva member. He's probably a D-list Big Eva member. He told me that the big problem he had with my YouTube channel is that I have too much fun with it. It's not that I disagreed with him. It's that I did it in a cheerful, joyful way. I crack jokes. I have a good time with it. I don't take myself too seriously. And that bothered this guy so much. This guy's life is miserable and he wants me to be miserable with him. Well, it ain't gonna happen. And if you stay with the AD Robles YouTube channel, I'm hoping that my joy and my cheer and my laughter will be infectious. Anyway, that's why I laugh. That's why I think you should laugh. I hope you found this video helpful. God bless.